But first, we do want to start with breaking news this morning at 6. Columbus Fire confirming one person has been taken to the hospital after a fire at an apartment on Carahan Road. That is just north of Morse Road in North Columbus. Multiple agencies responded to that scene this morning.
10 TV News reporter Amy Steigerwald is on the scene there. Amy, now that we know a person is hurt, bring us up to speed. You just talked with a fire chief.
Yeah, I talked with the battalion chief about 15 minutes ago, and we still got investigators, if you take a look, that are in the upstairs area of this unit. We know this started around 4:30, and like you mentioned, one person transported to the hospital, we're told, with minor injuries. Now, at this time, the scene is still pretty active. I mentioned probably more than a dozen first responder trucks that are here. They are still here, although some of them are beginning to clear out. We also know this fire was contained pretty much to those two units that you can pretty much tell from that smoke damage where it happened. There was some minor smoke damage in neighboring units, but nothing too major, I'm told. Thankfully, that person who was transported to the hospital, we're told, is just has minor injuries, nothing too serious at last check. They really don't know exactly how this started, though. That is something that investigators are still working to learn. They do have arson investigators on scene, and once they're done, I'm told the firefighters will go back in just as a precaution to make sure there are no hot spots. Now, we mentioned about a half hour ago just how big of a response this was. We've got this entire street blocked off. Carahan from Charbot to Heaton is pretty much closed just because there is such a big response. We're told that is because this was in an apartment complex, this was in an apartment unit, and they weren't sure how many people were inside. When firefighters initially arrived, we're told that everyone was thankfully out of the building and was able to get out okay. It's unclear how many people did evacuate, but everyone was out that needed to be when firefighters initially arrived. Of course, we'll still be working to learn exactly how this fire started as the day unfolds and as investigators continue to kind of piece through evidence inside this unit. But for now, I'm going to send things back to you guys live in North Columbus. Amy Steigerwald for 10 TV News.